We begin with the universe being absolute emptiness, or the being of chaos, when suddenly from the darkness springs forth three beings: Eros, Tartarus, and Gaia. Gaia was the earth, Tartarus was the underworld, and Eros was love. Once love appeared, chaos impregnated herself, and soon gave birth to Erebus, aka darkness, and Nyx, aka night. And the second that these two came out their mother's womb, they immediately started banging, no questions asked, they just went at it. Nyx eventually got pregnant and gave birth to Aether, or heavenly light, and Hemera, aka the day. However, Nyx got tired of her brother boning her pretty quick. She made the decision that she would just conceive her own children from now on. And from that point forward, she was a birthing machine, quickly spitting out Moros, the black cur, Thanatos, Hypnos, Oneri, Geras, Oisis, Nemesis, Eris, Apate, Philotes, Momos, and the Hesperides. And while all this was happening, Gaia was banging her son. Yeah, so Gaia saw Nyx having a ton of children and thought, oh, that looks fun. So she procreated with herself and eventually created Uranus. Uranus, or the sky. And after Uranus was born, he surrounded his mother from all sides. Gaia got really turned on by this, and soon Uranus was plowing his own mother. Together, they gave birth to 3 Cyclops, 300-handed Hecatoncheires, and 12 Titans. Now, as soon as all this birthing occurred, Uranus grew a beer belly and put on his abusive husband shirt. He hated his children. He hated his children a lot. He hated his children so much that one day he took them and forcefully shoved them back up Gaia's womb. Now, it may seem shocking, but Gaia didn't really like that. In fact, she was quite pissed at Uranus. So she made a diamond sickle and told her kids in her womb to kill Uranus. There was a small caveat though, in that all of them were incredibly traumatized and didn't want to do it. All except for the youngest Titan, Kronos, who decided to agree to his mother's request. So Gaia pulled Kronos back out of her womb, where she made him wait in her sister Nyx. Interpret that however you want. Gaia then told Uranus to come down there and give her that stanky business, which Uranus hurriedly came down to do. Unfortunately for Uranus, Kronos was waiting in Nyx, so whenever Uranus was about to perform the stanky deed with Gaia, Kronos came out of the bushes and attacked him. And the first thing Kronos attacked was his father's genitalia. He took that diamond sickle and he proceeded to cut his dad's balls into pieces. He took that thing, chopped his wiener up like it was a hot dog.
What?
And as his dad lay on the ground writhing in pain, he picked up all of the pieces and threw them out into the ocean. And when Uranus's balls and manly fluids hit the water, the oceans erupted into a great foam, and the goddess of beauty, Aphrodite, came out.
What?
Yep. As for the blood leaking from Uranus's castration, it fell onto the earth, giving birth to the giants, the nymphs, and the furies. As for what happened to the big man himself, it's very unclear. He either A, died, B, withdrew from existence completely, or C, moved to Italy. So now there was a really big power vacuum, and Kronos was keen on filling that vacuum by himself. First thing he did as the new ruler of the universe, he sent his Cyclops and Hecatoncheire brothers right down into Tartarus, aka Hell. The day after he castrated his father, he married his sister Rhea, and they immediately just went at it. They produced 5 kids like that. But Kronos was fearful that his children would grow up and overthrow him on his seat as ruler of the universe. So he did what any normal father would do in that scenario. He ate them. About a minute after the child would come out of Rhea's womb, Kronos would take it and just And just like Gaia before her, Rhea was very pissed. So right as she gave birth to her 6th son, she took a stone that was his size, wrapped it in swaddling cloth, and basically shoved it down her husband's throat. She then took the real baby to be raised by nymphs. That child turned out to be the one and only Zeus. Zeus was raised by really hot satyr women, and whenever he became too handsome to lie to, they told him about his past, his mother, his father, and set him out on the path towards vengeance. Zeus traveled around the world for a while, until he met the Titan of Wisdom, Metis. Now, Metis was his aunt, and that did not stop him from being romantic with her. After striking such a romantic chord with his aunt, he had her prepare some wine that Kronos really liked. Except this wine was filled with a poison that would make Kronos vomit his guts out. Zeus went to Kronos disguised as a cupbearer, gave him the wine, and after Kronos drank it, he immediately began vomiting. Except he didn't vomit his guts out, he vomited up all of his previously eaten children. Specifically Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. And after a hasty escape from the Titan's palace, all the gods pledged their loyalty to Zeus. In the meantime, Kronos convinced all the Titans that the new gods were a threat to their empires. This led to a massive war between the Titans and the Olympians, with Atlas leading the Titans and Zeus leading the Olympians. But the Titans were really strong, and soon the Olympians were on the cusp of losing. That is, until Zeus went down to Tartarus and freed the Cyclops and the 100-handed Hecatoncheires. Zeus lured the Titans into a massive ambush, where he had the Cyclops and the Hecatoncheires beat the absolute hell out of them. And with the Titans defeated, Zeus could call himself the ruler of the universe. And his first act as ruler was to throw all the Titans that opposed him down into Tartarus. Except for Atlas. He made Atlas hold up the universe for all of eternity. And everything was finally good and peaceful in the world. Except it wasn't. It wasn't at all. Because now Gaia was seriously pissed. She was really tired of her children and grandchildren boning each other and then fighting. So in anger, she procreated with herself one final time, giving birth to her final and most terrifying child yet, the monster Typhon. Now, Typhon had black Air Forces on at all times. His first act when he was born was go right up to all the Olympians and say, "Yeah, y'all look pretty weak." Zeus basically responded with, "What you say? Say it again, say it again." Typhon responded by grabbing Zeus, ripping out his tendons and his male parts. Zeus's son Hermes quickly gathered up all of the pieces and gave them right back to Zeus, who put them back in himself and mended his wounds. Eventually, Zeus got back up, and with all the gods in tow, they began to fight Typhon. And that fight lasted 10,000 years. The only reason the gods even were close to winning was because the Cyclops had previously forged great weapons for each of the gods. Specifically, a helmet of invisibility for Hades, a trident for Poseidon, and thunderbolts for Zeus. And the gods were not able to kill Typhon. They were able to defeat him, but they had to trap him under Mount Etna in Sicilia. Oh, and don't worry, Typhon's still alive. It's prophesized that he's gonna come out one day and beat the living hell out of Zeus. And after their victory, the gods have ruled the universe since that day. And the universe was forever happy and good. Except it wasn't. But that's for another time. When Uranus's balls and wiener... Subscribe to my YouTube channel. When Uranus's balls and wiener... Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Oh, my child is misbehaving. Kronos came out, and the first thing he did with the diamond sickle was he cut off his dad's balls. Please, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to YouTube channel.